Hey guys, today I'm going to do one of the easiest things you can do with a Raspberry Pi. I'm going to set up a web server. So you can see here, I've just got an old Raspberry Pi, but it doesn't matter. You could easily use a Raspberry Pi 2 for this, or anything into the future. As long as it's Linux based, you'll be sweet. So I'm just going to go ahead and plug this in. And let that boot. Just before we go, this is a simple install of Raspbian, and it's in a nice metal case. And I'll meet you over on the computer. Okay, so we're over here at the computer. Now we have to do one of the most important things we can do with a Raspberry Pi, which is SSH into it. So this is pretty straightforward for those of you who, like me, have a Mac. If you don't have a Mac and you're using Windows, you'll probably want to use a program called PuTTy, P-U-T-T-Y. If you're like me and you've misspelled raspberry, you might have a little bit of a problem. Say yes and continue on. Yes. So the default password is raspberry. Okay, first thing to notice here is that there is that notice that's appeared. This notice is saying that the software has not been fully configured, so please run sudo raspberry pi config. I assume that you're going to do the update and upgrade on your own, and that you'll join me back in just a moment. Now I am going to run sudo raspberry config so we can talk about a couple important issues in here. We're going to change the user password. That's really important when you're doing anything with access to it. You don't want to leave the password as raspberry because it's a common password and it's pretty easy to figure out. This is also your chance to go into advanced options and change your host name. I'm going to change my host name from Raspberry Pi to WebPi2. Now, this is just going to make it easier for me to identify it on the network. That's it for now. Just a quick reboot and I'll be back in a second. Now remember, we've changed the host name, but that does take a few minutes to propagate across the network. So you may find, like me, that it was easiest to log in via SSH at Raspberry Pi using the old host name. That won't necessarily happen every time, but it is something that occasionally does happen. Alright, next up, it's time to configure our web host. So, we're going to need to make some installations. So here we're installing Apache 2, which is the web server, support for PHP pages, which I use in a number of my projects, and libapache 2 mod PHP 5, which enables some more advanced features for PHP. Remember, everything in this video is available in the About section below. So you don't need to type this out. You can just go have a look in the About section below and copy and paste. Okay, that's it. It looks like it's all set up. So all we have to do now is just restart the Apache 2 server, and we should be away. All right, let's go to our web browser. First, let's check if the new propagated name has come. All you need to do is type it in your browser line and add a / to the end of it. There it is. The new name has propagated, and that's the Apache 2 sample page. It works. This is the default page for the web server. The web server software is running, but no content has yet been added. So I'm just going to switch back over to here, and let's just make some alterations to the page. Sudo nano var www index.php. .html. Now notice this page is HTML. It's not .php. If you wanted to use a PHP page, you'll need to rename or remove this HTML file. Use Control-O to output or Control-X to exit. I'm just going to refresh this page. Look at me, I'm editing a web page. Well guys, that's it for today. I hope that you enjoy setting up your web server on your Raspberry Pi or Raspberry Pi 2. If you have any questions or comments, please post them in the comment section below. Don't forget the instructions are in the About section, where you'll find other relevant links for this project and other projects that I've been up to. If you found this video particularly useful, you can, of course, buy me a coffee. There's a link to do that in the About section below as well. And, of course, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Thanks again for watching.